Welcome back to David Moore Engineering. So today I'm just trying to think about exactly where we left off on the last video. So on the last video we'd found some more problems in Scott's block. We'd sort of got round some of those. We'd sort of blueprinted the liner heights so that we can machine the block nice and easy. And we'd got one side of the block machined. So I think today we're going to try to speed through the other side of machining the block. We don't want to waste your time and me having to explain everything over and over again. And then by the end of this video, we really want to see the liners fitted in the block. And I think that's going to get us to a point where we can get this block back to Ricky so that he can start assembling the bottom end. So let's run the intro and we'll see you in the workshop. So we're back in the workshop now. As you guys can see, Ross, if you show these guys at home, so we're all faced up, line heights all set, O-ring heights are all set, and now we're sort of clocked up onto the other side of the block. So like we said upstairs, we're just going to roughly go through this side. We'll be doing all the machining, but I'm not going to sit here and explain it all to you guys again. Don't want to waste a load of your time. So hopefully we're going to speed through this and then get into fitting the liners in the block. So we'd better get started. Just whilst we have you, we're currently looking for a new workshop vehicle and we've started using vehiclescore.co.uk. So you guys can see here how simple it is. You enter the reg number and you're able to find out everything about a vehicle you might be looking at buying. You can check its MOT status, tax status, whether or not it's ULEZ compliant. You can check the estimated lifespan of the vehicle, how old it is. For a small fee, you're able to see if it has outstanding finance and whether or not it's been salvaged previously. You can check the average yearly mileage of the car and you can check all of its previous MOT. So you can see this one we're currently looking at has passed 7 times and has failed once. Vehicle Score is really easy to use and it's definitely the website that we'll be using from now on. So hopefully we haven't bored you guys too much. For you guys that haven't seen any of the previous videos and want to know a bit more, you can go back and watch last week's video. That one we went into a lot more depth of how we're doing what we're doing, why we're doing what we're doing. But for you guys that did follow it, hopefully that just has sped through that. I don't know if Ross is going to be able to get up here and be able to sort of show you. So now we've redone the chamfer, redone the top deck, the liner heights basically, and where the O-ring is going to sit. So all of that's now machined. Deck heights are both parallel to the crankshaft centre line, both at the same height. And it's pretty much exactly where we want it. So next bit now is really, we're going to need to look at getting the block off of the machine, washed off, ready, and then what we will do, on paper the liners just slip in, but it never quite works like that. So we'll get it washed off, get it in the oven just to warm it through lightly, get that bit of extra clearance so that the liners can just slip in. We'll have to fit the new O-rings that Ricky sent down on Friday and yeah, get liners pressed in. And then what we should see at that point is that the liners actually protrude above the block quite a bit. And what that means is basically the O-ring is then going to press as Ricky installs the cylinder heads, which is what will seal everything up nicely. So I suppose we'll get this craned off and go from there. What sort of merch or giveaways you guys at home think we should be doing? So Harry, just come and hold this block for me.
trolley?
It can go on the floor just for now. Now we got the block off of the bar. Come on round. You'll have to excuse some of the stuff that's on the floor. And just give the block a little rinse off. Now, so we'll give the block a little rinse off. We've already got the oven warming up, and then whilst the block's in the oven, what we're going to do is sort of wash and prep liners, give them a brake cleaner, get the O-rings fitted, a little bit of rubber grease just so that they don't pinch as they're being pressed down. By the end of this video, definitely, we should have liners in the block ready to roll, and then I think that's the bottom end pretty much tied up, ready to go back to Ricky. As well, we just want to say a big thank you, but I don't actually know who to. So we received a small parcel today, and we received this note telling us to leave Rupert's biscuits alone. I think this is from a John or a Don, not quite sure. So in the comments, let us know. But we did enjoy the Jammy Dodgers very much, so thank you very much. And we did let Rupert have two. Only two, but we did let him have some. Rupert seems to think that they was addressed to him, but I'm taking it that this is biscuits for me and Ross so that we don't eat any more of Rupert. So thank you very much, Don or John. But yeah, let us know in the comments who exactly it came from. So thank you. So if you guys want to come down, you'll be able to see blocks all washed off now and in the oven. We only want to warm it up lightly. You can see now everything's nicely machined. So we're just going to warm her up slightly whilst we prep the liners. So we'll get set up, get the liners in order. I want them sort of wiped off and the O-rings fitted, clean, ready to go with some rubber grease. And yeah, hopefully you'll get to see them going in. So we're just going to get these cleaned up. Obviously Ricky will do a final clean of everything. And these, since they were sort of worked on, have only had a sort of light bit of WD-40 on them. So we've got them in order, and also just trying to, not that it matters because they had a bit of a hone, we have marked the liners as to sort of their exact orientation when they came out of the block. And then I've got the checkout. Literally, I phoned Ricky on Thursday last week, and Friday morning he had the liner seals here for me. So we'll get them out, get them fitted, and then it'll be nice to finally see the liners in this block. As well, so for you guys who haven't already, if you can like and subscribe to the channel, all of your support, as always, is greatly appreciated. And we are nearing that 10,000 subscriber count, so we still need to work out what we're going to do for a giveaway. As well, whilst we have 5 minutes, just whilst we're sort of lubing up these liners before I slip the O-rings on, I was down at one of my suppliers, which is a little company around the corner from here, and they make lots of custom tooling. So they supply milling cutters, drills, centre drills, all of that, but they actually make a lot of that in-house. And I did sort of speak to them about whether or not we'd be able to go down and do a video at some point. So if that sounds like the sort of thing that you guys would like to see, because they're quite an interesting little company. They've been around for years. They've supplied me and my business. They supplied the guy who taught me and his dad before him. But they custom make carbide milling cutters, carbide pilots. They make lots and lots of stuff. So they're really quite a cool company. So if that's the sort of thing that you guys might be interested in, let us know in the comments, and I'll see if I can arrange for us to get down there and do a video over there. They're a really cool place. Let us know in the comments. So whilst we're getting these on, I just want to sort of show you guys a bit. So when we're sticking these on, you've got to be real quite careful. But once they're down, why I've lubed up behind the O-ring first is so that as I get the O-ring down, it's then got a full contact of lube behind it, and then we're going to re-grease on top of it. And the only reason, just for using a bit of rubber grease, there's nothing to do with it sealing. It's more because as the liners go in and everything's hot, what you don't want is that liner getting nicked or damaged, because then the liners have to come back out. So you just want to try lube them up to help protect them. so that as they go in, so you can see, I'm just looking at getting that liner down nicely. And then, again, you don't have to worry about, you know, just lube her up nicely. So, these liners, the only thing that seals them is that O-ring, so you really want to look after it. A little bit of extra grease is not going to hurt at all. So, there we go. I just want to make sure that O-ring is going to be really nice and lubed. There we go. So I suppose it's probably about time to get this block out. It's probably warm enough, so get some gloves on. And then what we're going to do, we're just going to stick one side of the liners in, and then I'll put it back in the oven. So let's see if I can lift her out. And then we should be able to slip these liners in nice and easy is my hope. So yeah, nice. Right, I just want to line them up so the gaps are nice. They should on paper remain loose, but yeah, and what we can feel is we can feel that they are nicely up. I don't know if Ross can get the camera down low and you can see how high the liner is. And what that is that's going to be the amount of squish that is on the liner. So basically they're just sat in nicely now. Ricky will be able to put the bottom end together, and then as you clamp the cylinder head, that's going to push those O-rings down and give everything a sealing. So we will pop it back in the oven, and we'll prep the other set of liners, get those ready, and then they should also slip in quite nicely. So we've prepped the other liners, and I've now got to try lift this block out without damaging it, and it's getting heavier and heavier, and hotter. So we should be good now. And then, like before, it's just a case of just slip those liners in. There we are. And as you can see, they're quite nice and loose. We predominantly use the oven just to warm the block up, just to help. Yeah, so you can see that one's still loose even after a second. And again, we want to be, Ross, if you go in, so you guys can see down in there, that is where the O-ring's sealing. And you can see, Ross just burnt his hands for you guys at home that didn't notice that. So, and in all of this, we'll just get them lined up nicely. There we go. And they will clamp up nicely when the heads are fitted. So, but other than that, that's why when you machine these blocks, it's all about getting all of the measurements right. So, and then you should be able to see that that is the block finished. So, if we give her a little spin round on the wood, so just because we try to look after the benches, So you guys should be able to see down both sides now how the block, and can you see the liners are sat up, right? And that is the squish in the O-ring that's actually going to seal those liners. So as you can see, she all looks lovely. We know the deck heights are all nice and true to the crankshaft. Liners are all honed. And I think for what Scott wanted in this project, that's going to be a really nice block for Ricky to be able to put together, get this car back together. Now, for you guys who remember right at the beginning, we did take a lot of the studs out. We still need to get those down to the platers. So I think we're going to have to get them down to the platers. We must have just had some sort of dodgy electric power cut there. And then really, me and Ross need to work out whether or not Ricky's going to come down here and pick the block up, or whether or not we're going to get up to Ricky. It would actually be quite nice for us to get to go up there and see a bit of what Ricky's up to up there. But I think that's going to be it for this week's video. So once again, if you haven't already, like and subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you next week.